Hiya, Sela A. It's your boy Salim, JTM Salim, international superstar and Bantu music marketer. All that basically means is I make music and I help people like me gain access to the African market through tourism and investments so that way you can build a profitable business, right? Using sales, streams, and network marketing strategies. I've been meaning to make this video for a long time. Right now it's 3 a.m. in the morning in Kenya, and my mind is just like, you know what? Fuck sleep, nigga. Let me make this video because somebody needs to hear this shit. So before we get started, make sure you head over to movementsound.org. Again, that's movementsound.org. Join the mailing list so that way we can stay connected forever. And if you like the content, make sure you cash app a nigga at Drippy Zay. Again, that's $Drippy Zay. You will see it at the end of this video. Or you can head over to the description below, right? And hit the links, support, like, comment, and make sure you subscribe. So if I'm lying, I'm flying. And honestly, I can't fly yet. But we all know that Bantu people in Western countries outside of Africa hate sending money back home. And then Bantu people in Africa, right, wonder why their family members who are outside the country don't want to send them money. Well, I'm going to answer it for you, right? Because I've been there before. I wanted to stay off of WhatsApp. I didn't even want to download WhatsApp because I was sick and tired of people asking me for money that I didn't have. Yes, Ditki Marek and Ruang don't have the amount of money you think they have. It's like some of them are barely getting by, so they can't afford to keep sending money. And I get it. The people here are like, bro, we don't have a way to make money. We're depending on you guys. I get that. But you have to understand, every country, no matter where you're at, has its own struggles, right? It has its own struggles. And it brings up this point of like, what can we do to actually make a difference, to actually make a change? People outside of the country, if you are sick and tired of your family members asking you for money, why don't you build a business, right? So that way you can give your family members a job, right? A way of making money. Because it is hard to get a job here in the country, right? And for your people, for the people, the Bantu people or Africa Rugamba, right, that are here in Africa, one, you have to understand your family members outside the country are not as rich as you think they are, right? And two, you need to take the money that they send you instead of getting married, right? um, Eating jat with it, right? Doing drugs or just eating food with it. You need to take that money that they give you and start a business, right? Make a way for you to make income. You have to, because they're not going to keep on sending you money forever. Some of them can't afford to do that, all right? They can't. So you need to find a way, tell your people, your relatives outside the country, a way for you to, a business or an idea or an investment that they can make that will allow you to have a job, that will allow you to make income for yourself. All right. Instead of depending on, oh, I'm best or best no. You need to be able to make money for yourself. You need to be able. So basically, here's what I'm saying. People outside the country need to start businesses for their family members in the continent of Africa so they can provide for themselves. And people inside the continent need to give their family members ideas, right? Ideas, business ideas that will allow them to provide for themselves. All right. Or Africa. Yes, you can be from America or any Western country and still be broke. All right, you can. Ila isang sinshego makasasa ba oh nanka marekan ko koi se besang high oh majira ban this way besa high. Nigga, you don't know. Maybe best you think it grows on trees. And then another thing I want to say before we get into the topic of today. As soon as a motherfucker comes from the country, right? Mareka, when they come from Mareka or any Western country and they land in the continent of Africa, do you not know the money that they were making stops? Right? The money that they were making stops because they're no longer clocking into work. The way they make their money is 9 times out of 10, they work. They sell their hours for dollars. Shagi them, right? So, you want them to spend the money that they have and be in the same position you're in? Are you crazy? Are you junul? Let me not get carried away though. Let's talk about the topic today. Knowing all that, it had me questioning like, what is keeping our people broke? Right? What keeps a person broke? I feel like I've noticed 4 things, right? I mean, there's a lot of things, of course, that keeps people broke within our community and outside our community. But I think 4 things that I'm gonna cover today will have you thinking, right? And you let me know if I'm wrong or if I'm tripping. Number 1 is the company that we keep. Number 2, Number 2 has to be the environment that we're in, right? Number 3, oh, that's a good one. Number 3, I'm going to say prayer without action, all right? And then number 4, limiting your income to time. Trust me, I'm going to explain it. Just give me a minute. I'm going somewhere with this. Let's go ahead and cover the first thing. The company that you keep. A lot of people hate this shit. If you're going to build wealth, you're gonna have to be okay with losing friends. Yes, you're gonna have to be okay with losing friends. Say or other or it's corny, or we from the same sandbox, blah blah. Who cares? Oh, that's my sister, that's my mama. Who cares? If the people around you are not pushing you forward in life, right? You gotta get rid of them. You gotta get rid of them. Whether it's friends, family members who drain you instead of supporting you, toxic relationships, you have to get rid of them. The company that you keep is the most important thing when it comes to building success or building wealth. Cause I get it, they're your friends. It's hard to say no. I mean, you don't have to be like, hey, we can't be friends no more. No, you just talk to them less. Cause you're gonna be the sum of the people that you hang out with. Yeah. You're gonna be just like them. Maragna, you heard the saying, right? If your friend's a hoe, you a hoe. Yes. As much as I hate that when I was growing up, I was like, Neil, what do you mean? If that nigga a thief, he a thief on his own. I ain't being no thief. But it's true. The people you hang out with, you're gonna be a sum of them. Yes. If you hang out with broke people, right? If you have 5 friends and they're all broke, you're gonna be the 6th broke motherfucker. Just know that. Whether you like it or not. Because the only reason why you hanging out and talking with them niggas is because you make the same amount of money as them. Right? You're into the same hobbies. Come on. You're just like them. So your future is gonna be just like them. So instead of hanging out with people that aren't going anywhere in life, right? And I get that, yeah, started in the sandbox, huh? I get that. But you're gonna have to change your friends, man. Start networking outside of the people you already know. Right? Become friends with people who are going somewhere, who know more than you, who have more than you. So that way you can have more, know more, and become more. It's that simple. Seriously. And talking about the company you keep, let's not also forget about relationships. We're talking about romantic relationships. The bitch that you choose to sleep with, the bitch that you choose to marry, right? She also has something to do with your success as well. You need to stop chasing the girl that has nothing going on. Gordas, if she's not adding value to your life, bro, let her go. I've noticed like here in Africa, right, our community, it's arosoitin like for no reason. What's the point? What is the point? Maintenance arosoitin. What is that? So you guys can have kids. You can have like You can always have kids. That's kind of easy. Let's watch early. That's not really a hard thing to do. But when it comes to marriage, marriage is a business. Okay, it's a business. So you need to make sure you are what's the word? You're choosing your partner wisely. Choose a partner who's gonna add value to your life. Okay, and you can add value to their life. Haddii goor horumar, right? Horumar aan ka fikroin. She ain't thinking about getting ahead. I don't think you should marry that girl. I mean, I can't tell you who to marry, right? But if we're talking about success, your partner matters, especially the woman that you're going to sleep with and spend the rest of your life with and give kids to. It matters. You need to get with someone who's going to be beneficial in your life, all right? Not someone who's going to, who just wants to be like the non let up to, who just wants to be cuddled up and spend money. No, you need someone who's going to think about building something with you because marriage is a business, all right? So let's rewind. The company that you keep, all right? If your friends all they want to do is party, drink, and chase pussy, and right, you gotta stay away from them. Cause while you're young right now, you have the energy, you have the ability to learn. You need to take advantage of your youth now. You need to take advantage of your youth now. So instead of marrying some girl and having kids and who doesn't care about getting ahead, don't do that to yourself. If she's not adding any value to your life, put the marriage aside, bro. If your friends are not worried about starting a business or learning new skills, networking with high individuals, put them to the side. Stop hanging out with them. Talk to them less. All right? Stop chasing pussy over. Let's do profits over pussy, okay? Ala di best bikin sa galon. You have no way of making income. Why in the fuck are you hanging out with your friends, drinking, sharing on the phone like it's a business, like it's making you money? Stop doing that. Talk on the phone less. Stop chasing shitter. Focus on getting ahead. Focus on learning more. Focus on being around individuals that make more because the company that you keep is important. Sometimes I would tell my parents, "Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that," and my dad would be like, "Ah, what more so? Hey, make us hey." So I stopped talking to him less. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to my dad like that. If I talk to him, I joke with him, but I don't tell him my visions anymore. The best way to kill your dreams is to tell it to a small-minded person or somebody who doesn't believe in you. If the woman that you're sleeping with or you're married with, or arosti, she whenever you give her an idea of things that you want to do, and she hits you with, "Yeah, and she's doubting you, bro, you're with the wrong woman. You're with the wrong woman. If you got a group of friends and all they want to talk about is shit, partying, right? Spending money, or how how unlucky they are, how they wish things were better, or hadian marekang leset ni hadian marekang leset ini oh hadian gur marekang lehay sa tayo. Stay away from those people. Stay away from them because it doesn't matter where you're at in the world. Yes, our environment, that's which is the next thing we're going to talk about, can really make a difference for you. But you can always do what you can where you're at and with what you have. But it first starts with your fucking company that you keep, your circle, the people that you talk to every single day, the people that you hang out with every single day. Because, like I said in the beginning, you're going to become a sum of the people you talk to and hang out with every single day. Environment. Your mind can only go as far as you allow it. If you never step out of your comfort zone, right? You stay in your same location, you're going to think your neighborhood is the whole world. But I'm here to tell you, right? The world is bigger than your backyard. And thanks to our smartphones, thanks to the internet, we have the world on the palm of our hands. You can literally text somebody and they could be in the other side of the world with a click of a button. Can you believe that shit, bro? So sticking in the same place, not traveling, not reading, and not exposing yourself to new ideas, right? Not using your smartphone to see what more you can have. It's gonna keep you stuck. It's gonna keep you stuck. You know, I was talking to my wife the other day, and we were talking about how important environment is, right? And I'm not saying like you can't be in a fucked up environment and still be able to know that you can have more. Of course you can. But you have to experience it, man. You got to experience it. It's like your taste buds. You know, if you never had ice cream, you're never going to know that you probably want ice cream. Your taste buds won't know that, they won't desire ice cream, right? Because they never had it. But the minute you try something, then you see, oh damn, I gotta have that shit. Right? You may not know that you need to move outside of your country because you've never traveled. You never actually went outside of your country. You may not know that you want to, live in a high rise apartment because you've never been in one. You may not know that you need a Lamborghini because you've never sat in one. What am I saying? Your environment, okay? Even if you're not able to, you know, move out of your location, you need to at least expose yourself to more. Go out there and sit in that car. Go out there and go get in that apartment, right? Go out there and taste that food. Go out there and book that trip. Sit in first class. Experience those things because your environment is going to allow your mind to expand. Reading different books is going to give you different ideas, right? Because again, the world is bigger than your neighborhood. The world is bigger than your backyard. Honestly, me, for example, I didn't know, right? I didn't know that my dreams of owning different businesses, right? Owning my own studio, having my own stage, right? Employing people was really in arm's reach until I got my passport and traveled. Because in my state, right? In my state, now I knew I could have more. I always knew it, but that idea became more realistic when I started traveling. First I started traveling within my country, right? Within my country. I went to different states, right? I didn't just stay in my neighborhood. No. I went to Indiana. I went to Phoenix, Arizona. I went to Dallas. I went to Houston. I went to Atlanta. I went to Nashville. I went to Minnesota. I went to these different states, and that showed me there's more to life. I sat in different cars to show me that there's more to life, that I needed to have these different cars. I went into these different mansions and different houses, right? To see, to expose myself to more. So that way when I went back home, I was like, yeah, I gotta have that shit, bro. I gotta have that shit. We all know that one friend that goes on vacation, right? Right? That goes on vacation, and then when it's time to leave, the last day, he says things like, nah, this gotta be every day. This can't just be a vacation. No, this gotta be every day. I used to be that friend. I used to go to these different states within my country in America, and every time I went back home, I used to be like, damn, I remember that kind of shower I was in. I remember clicking the button and then the curtains would just open up. I remember that car, that feeling. I remember wearing those clothes, that feeling it gave me. I needed to have that experience. I had to make that an everyday thing. I had to make that my reality. Why? Because I experienced it. It's not enough just watching it on camera, watching other people experience it. It's not just enough. You have to experience it for yourself. And then when I booked my first ticket to come here to Kenya for my media tour that I was on, I realized how close my dreams were. They were really in arm's reach. That's when I knew I had to get out of the country that I was in. That's when I knew this is where I needed to be. So your environment can really, really, really either make you or break you. Talking about environments, right? When I came here in Kenya, I didn't just stay in the nice parts of town. No, I also went to the refugee camp that I was born in, right? I experienced what life was like with them. That showed me that, yeah, I can't live like this. I have to make more. I have to have more. I have to do more. I have to become more. Not only for myself, but for also the people that are watching and the people that are coming after me to see what's possible for them. Now, this is a shameless plug, but if you are trying to come to Kenya and see it for yourself, you can head to the description below, book a free phone call, and we can talk about how we can make it happen for you. But yes, don't keep yourself stuck. Change your environment. You may not be able to change it permanently, but at least change it enough to experience something new, something different. So it pushes you to do more and become more. Yes, kakuma kaba. Kakuma, I know you're comfortable where you're at. Kakuma, kaba. Travel outside of your country, man. Travel outside of your neighborhood. Travel outside of your state. Travel outside of your region. So you can see that there's more to life than what you're used to. You got to get out of your comfort zone. The most dangerous place you can be in on earth is your comfort zone. Yeah. You got to be comfortable with getting uncomfortable. I ain't going to lie to you. I had to remind myself that saying when I was in Kakuma. I was like, damn, I do not want to be here, bro. But then I realized, damn, I got to get comfortable being uncomfortable so I can experience this. Like, it's a pretty cool place. You know, you're around family, you're around friends, right? And those things can make you comfortable, right? That's what made me see the refugee camp as like, it's not a bad place to be. The only thing that I would want is AC, but I couldn't allow myself to get comfortable in that environment because if I did, then I would stay there. I would stay there. Sometimes our friends and our families have a way of making us comfortable in an environment that we shouldn't be in, and it's not their fault. But you have to, you know, change your environment. Last but not least, number motherfucking 3, prayer without action. Ono waka main in the body, oh, duko, duko, shangraka, afarraka, sidahraka, right? Praying is amazing, right? For me, honestly, I believe praying is a way to build disciplines, right? When I feel like I'm lacking in disciplines, I know if I get my prayer right, if I can pray 5 times a day, I know I could be disciplined in anything. See, I could be disciplined in anything. But prayer is the fuel, right? But if you don't actually drive the car, you'll never move. That's why prayer without work is dead. You can pray all day. You can pray 5 times a day, 6 times a day, 10 times a day, right? You can pray from the sun up to sundown. It doesn't matter if you don't act, if you don't put any action behind your prayer. Honestly, you're praying in vain. But you're not doing anything. And then you go sit on your ass, and then you wait for the next prayer time, and then you pray again. Are you crazy? You're praying in vain because prayer without work is dead. So what is it that you're praying for? People pray for a job. People pray for miracles. People pray for money, right? People pray for a better health. But after they're done praying, they don't do anything about it. If you actually look up the definition, ma'anadi prayer, right? Dukushu. If you look up the definition in the dictionary, It literally says it's a form of action. It's something you have to do, right? You have to act. So if you just pray, oh, Eli, oh, shall I go fast and see? Oh, Eli, can you help me lose weight? Oh, Eli, help me get better health. Oh, Eli, you can pray for better health, but if you're not gonna make the decision to eat better, right, and work out, you're not gonna get better health. You cannot just pray and sit on your ass and think it's gonna happen. You see, when you pray, you did 50% of the work. The other 50 comes from action. You have to act. You have to do the work. You cannot avoid the work. You cannot avoid paying the price. Every person that has been successful, every person that has got their prayer answered, acted on their prayer. When I used to pray for, oh God, I want my music to be heard all around the world, I didn't just say that prayer and then just sat and waited. No. What I had to do was make the music. What I had to do was have a marketing strategy. What I had to do was put money behind my music and my marketing. So then that way, today, I'm heard all around the world. From India, the UK, Nigeria, Kenya, the US, the list goes on, but it didn't happen without me putting action behind it. When you make a prayer, right, it doesn't get delivered to you until you pay the price. It's just like shopping online, whether it's Amazon, Uber Eats, Bolt, whatever it may be. You can't get your order if you don't make the payment. So you can't get your prayer answered if you don't make the payment. And what is the payment? The action you put behind it. If you don't put the action behind it, you're praying in vain. You're just window shopping. You're like, oh, I like this shirt. Oh, I like these pants. Oh, I like this. Oh, I like that. Oh, I needed this. Oh, I want that. But you don't have the money to pay the price. So if you want better health, eat better. Work out. If you want to make more money, change your surroundings, right? Find a job. Learn how money works. Make investments, right? If you want your music to be heard, don't just make the music and then wait, oh Lord, I want the whole world. No. Make the music, but have a marketing strategy in place. Have money to fund the music and the marketing strategy. Come on. Like, people blow, like, that should be blowing my mind. Oh, Hadid Dukuto, Ilahi is going to answer your prayers. You've been praying for a better life. How long? And you ain't did nothing about it. Every year you pray, you say, oh, God, this year is going to be my year. Oh, God, I'm going to make. God is looking at you like, may that comes. May that come. You're sending in requests, but you're not doing the work for it. You got to meet God halfway. If you believe in God, right? If you believe in a higher power, you have to meet your creator halfway. You can't just ask for it, right? And not put action behind it. You can't. If you once you make the prayer, it's already done. It's already done. But it's not going to come into your reality until you put action behind it. Because everything starts in the mind first. Things in life happen twice. They first start in the mind, and if you want it to be in your hand, you have to put action behind it. You can pray all day. Uranka iska arki all you want. Beg and plead God all you want. But if you don't put any action behind it, I promise you, I guarantee you, nothing is going to happen. Now, the last thing before I get out of your hair, right? I know I've been talking for a long time. Is number 4, limiting your time or limiting your income to your time. You're always going to be poor. You're always going to be broke as long as your income is tied to how many hours you can work in a day or in a week. Because real wealth, okay, my people, you dig into that? Real wealth begins when you can make money without it being tied to your hours, right? To your effort, or for you even being present. If you have to work to make money, you will work for the rest of your life. If you cannot find a way to make money without working, without selling your time, you're going to work for the rest of your life. And once you're dead, the money is going to stop. How are you going to feed your family then? That's why it's important, right? To find a way to make money without it being tied to your hours, without it being tied to your effort, without it being tied to your presence. As an artist, get your streams up. Because the more streams you can have, right? If you can make 1,000,000 streams a month, you can have $4,000. That's going to allow you to walk away from your job or live abroad with passive income. Maybe you're not an artist. Start a business, buy assets, invest into Bitcoin, crypto, or whatever, right? There's so many ways, but you have to find a vehicle that works best for you, that's going to allow you to make passive income, that's going to allow you to make money outside of your hours, because you cannot sell your hours, right, for dollars or for shillings forever. If you do, your family is in danger. Okay? Because think about it like a table, right? Think about it like a table. A table has four legs. Four. And if you're making money with your job, right? You're making money from your job, selling your hours, right? You're the most valuable thing that we get in life, which is our time, time. You're selling your hours for dollars. Nothing wrong with it. But you only have one leg. Your table is not that stable. Your table isn't something that's going to help your family survive after you're gone. Because once your time runs out, the money runs out, or the money stops, right? The money stops. So it's important for you to have those other three legs. You got to have those other three legs. You got to find a way to be self-employed. You got to find a way to build a system. You got to find a way to make your money work for you, to make investments and own assets that are going to work for you. I literally just gave you the 4 ways of making money that's going to help you have a table that's stable. I'm going to say it again. One, what's something that we all do, a place where we all start from. Get a job. But don't limit yourself to a job. Two, start a business, right? Fulfill a need, solve a problem so you can get paid for it. Three, build a system. Employ other people, right? A system that's going to pay you without your efforts, without your presence, without you selling your hours. And then number four, buy assets, whether it's crypto, real estate, right? Buy assets that's going to pay you for the rest of your life, even after you're gone. Limiting your income to your time is the most dangerous thing you can do. When they don't know that you made it out. Oh, and check it out. Oh, and ayo, check it out. Oh, shaka, shaka, shaka. Oh, shaka, shaka. Okay, well, what if you get fired? Because you don't own the shaka. Or what if your time runs out? Then what's your family going to do? What is your daughter going to do? What is your son going to do? How is your family going to move forward if your income is only tied to your time? How? That's why it's important to think outside of, to think outside the box, to think on making money outside of your time. Because time is limited. Money is unlimited. They're going to print that shit every day. But your time that you have, yesterday is gone and tomorrow is not promised. So it's not really time. It's not really just a job or money that you want. It's control of time. You need to be able to buy back your time. You need to be able to buy back your time so that way you can spend time with your family, spend time doing the things that you want, spend time for yourself, right? Because chasing the shillings or the dollar bill or just money every single day, that's not that's not an ideal life. It's not. It's not a stable life. Think about the example I gave you about the table. You can't just have one way of making money. Having one way of making money is having almost no way of making money. Because policies get passed. Companies, shut down. Huh? You get sick. Things happen. But if you set up those other three legs on your table, you'll be fine. Your family will be fine. Even long after you're gone. My fellow artists, get your streams up. Start making sales. Build a system, build a business, and invest your money, right? Invest your money and get it to where you can make money with your money. Have your money work for you. The whole point, now this is a bonus, this has nothing to do with number 4, but the whole point of money is to make more money. Most people think the point of money is to buy shit, right? Or to pay bills. No, the point of money is to make more money. You have to make your money make babies for you over and over and over and over. Because honestly, money is man made, it's not real. Okay? And here's another thing I'm going to add: money isn't what's in your bank account or in your pockets. No, money is a frequency. Okay? Money starts with here. If you believe you can make it, you will. But it first starts with the 4 things that we named.